Back to another episode of the CPE podcast, season 2, baby. I am your host, as usual, Chief Chris.
What's going on, this Jay? Welcome back.
Yo, it's the emotion. Waterfall Bill. Studio and make the greatest song of all time.
What's going on, CPE tribe? We back with another episode of the CPE podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Chief Chris, aka the Creator Chaos, aka Mr. I Don't Give a Fuck. Yo, don't make me fuck up, yo. I've been fucking up for the last 2 episodes.
Nigga,
yo.
you still not in the camera,
Not a
bro.
camera.
I'm not. Oh shit. You can't see me?
No one can see. We see your shoulder. I think you're right one. Yeah. Just tilt a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta
You fucking
slide
up my
over a
intro,
little bit,
nigga.
bro.
Yo,
I told you 3 times.
The CPE podcast. I am your host, as usual, Chief Chris, aka the Creator Chaos, aka Mr. I Don't Give a Fuck, aka
This nigga still ain't moved, bro.
We know you don't give a fuck because you're not on camera.
I'm on camera, nigga. You can see me, right? I'm looking at you, Dan. You punk ass motherfucker. AKA the Bronx Bushido, aka the Chief of Liberty, aka the point guard of this bitch, aka known as Chief Curry. All right, I am the point guard, like I just said, and I'm gonna throw it away to my co-host, let them introduce themselves and let the people know who the fuck you be.
Yo, what's going on, this Jay? Welcome back to another episode. Sorry I missed y'all last week, but let's get it. I'm here.
Let's go. We're glad to have you back, brother.
Appreciate that.
Today I'm just Dan. No AKs today.
Nah, son, you gotta hit
my
it with
man.
the Coquito Papi, son.
Today I'm gonna keep it very simple, very civil.
Nah, he's Samuel Dan. That's who he is.
He's Dan. Hi.
He said, damn, bro.
And today we are joined by 2 special guests. These ladies, they have a lot of things that they want to get off their chest and things that they want to talk about and bring awareness to, which I think is a great platform for us, a great movement for us. Some of the things I want to be getting into in 2024. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to them and let them introduce yourselves to them. Go ahead, ladies.
I'm Veronica Lopez, and this is my cousin Cola. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm an MMI awareness advocate. I'm also Every Child Matters movement advocate. I'm an advocate for my people. I'm Denina Athabaskan from a native village of Eklutna, Alaska, and I feed my people, and I got a lot of positive things I want to try to doing, and I want to get some help, get more people on board, because at the end of the day, we're still brothers and sisters, all by one creator, no matter what. So, but thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. See, the thing about that is that my girl, her father, he's very into everything like that when it comes to the native background. We recently just went to a demonstration, I want to say back in November of last year. We went to I forgot what college it is, but it's downtown in Denver though. We went to one and they had a demonstration out there. Her dad was a part of the Brown Berets back in the day, well, he's still a part of it, once a beret, always beret, he says.
Yeah.
And so he's always involved in stuff like that when it comes to the movement, so I was so happy that Veronica reached out to me because, like I said, it's a very important topic that we need to be discussed more about, especially in America. So I appreciate you ladies coming on and bringing some awareness to the this podcast, man.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, let me go ahead and hit my intro for the people out there one time.
Yeah, and slide your chair over.
Exactly. One step behind.
You damned if you do, you can't please everybody. When I learned I can't please everybody, my life was great. I don't care what you think about me. Yeah, you wash, get out of here, suck my dick. I don't care, no homo. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Because you can't let the world dictate who you are.
And that's a fact. And that's why we are the CPE podcast, because we can't please everybody and we don't aim to please everybody. We just here to smoke some gas and talk some trash. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's right up our alley.
With that being said, I already had my edible, you know what I'm saying? AKA Edible Chief, you heard.
Right.
Go ahead, light my joint. But before we get started, You're trying to shut up. Don't come back to the pod with this bullshit, all right, Maji? All right, but as
Hey
usual,
man.
fans know how I do it over here. I always like to set the mood, to set the tone with a little playlist. Today, I put together something for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into some tunes for the night. Let me just get this pulled up, and we can go ahead and vibe it out. All right, here we go. So, usually we always start the podcast with talking about some new music. So that's where I wanted to go today with some new music that just came out recently. So this first joint that I'm going to play is off of the Boldy James album featuring Nicholas Craven, who produced the whole entire joint. This is my personal favorite one off of the album. And I think, Dan, you said the same thing, correct?
Yeah. So we could have a guitar
Yeah,
sample that bang.
so we're gonna listen to this one right here, and then we're gonna get into some of the discussion about this album that just came out recently and another joint that I want to play. So here's All My Tokens by Nicholas Craven and Boldy James. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dark Days, 21 Savage, Mariah the Scientist. Out now, American Dream is the album. Go check that one out. So I want to start with my ladies, since you are our guests for today. Tell me, what did you think about those two songs? I know the first one probably didn't really resonate with you guys, but I know the second one, it was the reason why I picked that one, it's talking about losing friends and everything like that. And I want to lead from that one directly into what you guys want to talk about. So let's start with that.
It really relates to not only the Indigenous community in regards to losing people and being scared and not loving yourself or thinking you're not worthy. And yeah, the words really spoke to me, you know what I mean? So, because that's what a lot of people have problems with within themselves. You got to learn to love yourselves before you can learn to love others, So I'm really a big believer on spreading that word and letting people know to love themselves, because without that, you couldn't do other stuff. But yeah, it was a real deep song. I liked it. I dug it. The first one was good too, though. The beats were good. The flow was good. Yeah. He said the guitar was good. Yeah. I love guitar.
Say that.
My dad played the guitar, so he played bass and he played the acoustic and a regular. So yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's dope.
Her dad has a guitar from Prince.
Yeah, my dad has a couple of electric guitars. One of them's a Jimi Hendrix. One of them's the Prince, the Revolution from back in the
Oh,
day.
that's crazy.
He gets the music from my grandfather. So my grandfather had a band back in the day, Mexican band, but my dad went to the kind of rocker area. So that's where I got the love of the guitar. So yeah, I dug the first song. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool.
Oh, wow, that's dope. That's dope right there. Wow. And listen, talk about collection pieces right there. Whoo, like
You see that Prince guitar? I think it's over 150,000, bro.
Sheesh.
The Jimi Hendrix guitar, I think that one's at last $85,000. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing right there. That's amazing, man.
Yep. So yeah, thank you.
Veronica, what are your thoughts?
So I like the first song, to touch base. My brother was murdered, and a lot of the times it's led me to what my cousin is doing because of how it was handled in the way that the officers spoke about him, because they just wanted to attribute it to being something with the gangs when it wasn't. And I feel like that happens a lot with minority people, is when things like this occur, we're overlooked by the people sent to help us, because they just want to categorize it and put it away and keep it moving. And I feel like they do that a lot with the Indigenous women, with minority women, when they turn up missing, or when people, their loved ones, are saying, hey, my loved one, even though they're on the streets, or they could be doing good or bad, they just right away want to write it off like, oh, they'll just turn up, that they don't make it as serious as it should be to start looking right away. And it's left to us to do that. So that's why we do the walks, and why we're trying to put it out there, is because we have to really be the ones advocating and looking for our own before anyone else, because the outside help isn't coming in to help like I think they should.
No, that's very true. And it's very important that you have people that are still out there trying to protest and trying to, make a stand for something that's especially very important to themselves. Like I think one of the things that gets lost in America is culture. especially when we start talking about like our culture and where we come from and everything like that. Like they even have some states out there that refuse to even talk about some of these subjects, you know. So
You're right.
which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion, because if you want to tell half of the American story, but you don't want to tell the full story of what really went down, you know.
Exactly. And it makes it difficult for our children growing up to have that understanding. You know what I mean? Even for us, we're having to learn our own culture because we're growing up realizing what they taught to us in high school or in middle school, even elementary school, was not accurate. The history we're taught, so many things are left out that we end up growing up having to learn for ourselves. You know what I mean? It's a constant, we're learning for ourselves our own history in America, because American history is not accurate history. You know what I mean? It's their version, but if it's supposed to be American, then why isn't it what happened to everybody? Not just, well, we were good and we did some bad things to these people, but we didn't do, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it just makes it very hard to get to the bottom of what really occurred.
No, facts,
Yeah,
facts.
especially when you have the government that sanctions public schools, and they give curriculums that teachers have to teach a certain way instead of letting teachers who know what they're doing actually teach what they find out.
You're
Things of that
right.
nature also, you know.
Yeah.
Also having to unlearn a bunch of stuff that they didn't teach the right away. Because I heard this from my friend who's Ukrainian.
Yeah.
His sister grew up in Russia or whatever, and they told her that they won World War II or whatever, some shit. But over here it's like the opposite. And like no matter where you're at, there's gonna be a little bit of disinformation, right? But
Yeah.
they should also give the teachers, who that's why they have the job, a certain like leeway of like teaching what they also know, you know, or at least
Yeah.
being able to apply that in that school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So you have to unlearn shit and then learn stuff again.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
growing up
Well,
is. A lot of it.
well, you think for the longest time, well, at least for me in my case, I grew up thinking celebrate Columbus Day, Columbus Day. Like, I didn't know any better. I really was like, oh, Columbus discovered America. Like, I grew up thinking that that's what I was taught at school. It's what I read. It's the only books that I read that's what it was in. Then you grow up and you learn, no, that's not accurate. It's not even factual. He was nowhere near America. That's why it isn't even named after him, you know, and you're like, well, why are we celebrating this day this whole time for something that was so inaccurate? But I guess that's America at its finest, right?
I mean,
Yes.
the fact that we're even celebrating the person like who Columbus was, like it's
Correct.
Yeah.
it's documented on
Yeah.
the things
Right.
that he's done, the type of predator he was, you know, the type of
Yeah.
vicious human being he was. So like the fact
Yeah.
that we're celebrating him like he's some kind of hero, it's like, really?
Right.
Did we have a whole day? Like, you know, it's funny because Martin Luther King Day is coming up soon, which when this
Yeah.
podcast will be dropped. So it's great. Martin Luther King Day is coming up, right? And I have to work, right? And I'm like, wait, so I have to work on this day, but you have days like Christopher Columbus Day where some people don't work, like, but we got okay, make this make sense to me. Like, we're talking about somebody who was a Civil War activist, you know, somebody who actually stood for something, somebody who actually wanted to see the betterment of not just his people, our people, but just the whole entire world. He wanted to see humanity come into a standpoint where we could actually see eye to eye. Now, I know it's hard. I'm 1000%. Not everybody's going to see eye to eye, especially in certain situations, you know. But I think equality is one of the most important things when we really talk about these movements like civil rights movement, you know, and even the movement that has gone on with the indigenous people during the time. Like I recently saw Killers of the Flower Moon. I saw that movie. I saw that movie about a few months when it came out, right? Because my lady, she's Mexican also, but you know, she claims her indigenous background as well, you know. So like I said, her dad, they're very heavily involved in that type of stuff, you know. So when the movie had came out, I'm not gonna lie though, the title was misleading for me because I thought it was gonna be some action in it, you know what I mean? Like Killers of the Flower Moon. but the message, I understood what was going on, and I
Right.
understood
That's your perception. That's not the movie's fault.
no,
That's not the movie's
it's not. It is my perception. I fully admit that. Like when I went into the movie knowing that what the concept was, but I was also expecting something else too. And I'm like, well, shit, where the action at? Damn it! But it was a great film. Great film. It even talks about the start of the origins of the FBI and everything like that. So it's like, wow, like some of these things, and in some of these events that happen, they try to bury history.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah.
Yep, they sure do.
I was telling her that that's how I've learned the majority of like because I'm mixed, right? And I was brought up Mexican. So I had to learn history for my different cultures to have a better understanding, because it's not something I was taught at all at school. You know, funny story, because of my name, it's Veronica Lopez, and the neighborhood I grew up in here in Denver, somehow I got sent to school and I went to classes with all my friends that did not know, they didn't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
I knew English very well. I'm not even Mexican, but because of having a name and living in the neighborhood I lived in, I got put into what they called the bilingual course. So my whole years going to school, I learned Spanish more so than English. So, you know, I'm fully fluent in Spanish. So I can read, write, all of it because of this mishap. But I mean, it benefited me. But because you think that they do these things, you know, I was put with kids and I knew English perfectly well. I didn't know no Spanish at all. And I had to learn Spanish. So all my friends, my whole life, they spoke Spanish and very little English.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how these little things happen that people don't know or hear about. You know, like they do separate or do a sort of separation with kids that know English and don't, and they don't really do a good job sometimes at doing it.
No, 1000%. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. You know, and this is not something that we normally touch on the CPE podcast, you know. But like I said before in the beginning of this show, you know, I want to bring certain things to this platform because I don't want these people to just think that we're just here to talk shit about celebrities and stuff like that. Like, you know, like no, that's what we do. See
That's what you do.
I'm so sorry.
No. It's all right. But that's what
okay. It's okay. No, we appreciate. I appreciate you even. I told her reaching out and touching on some of these subjects, because at the end of the day, bro, I'm going to say bro, because at the end of the day, all creator recognizes that you're my brother, and whether we're African, Samoan, Native American, Indigenous,
Bolivian,
Chicano, Mexican American, Bolivian. See, we're we're all Indigenous of all across. So if we're going to recognize that, that's where we start, you know, acknowledging and respecting each other, not only as human beings, but what is one created for us, because he obviously gave us a purpose, you know. So, but yeah, I agree with that statement in regards to like, we have to love each other, and you know, and love each other as a culture, and acknowledge and know we all are different, but we all are the same. Indigenous unite. We have to stand together, stand strong, because it's not just my people. It's that we've seen Samoans come up missing, Hawaiians, African Americans, Chicanos. You know, what are the other ones? The other war that's going on right now. There's in the other country. They threatened French people before, like, and hey, they're here. We're equal. Like, I don't understand this like color thing, you know. But I come from a background where my grandmother, which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of, the Every Child Matters movement. My grandmother's a residential school survivor. She decided to leave on her own cognizance, knowing what they were doing, cutting her hair in the native village of Eklutna. She was 12 or 13 when she ran away, and she figured it was safer out on the streets and she could make it out there than here. So she did. And I'm sometimes still think that if she did not leave, I may or may not even be here at this point if she didn't be strong enough to walk away, you know? So it goes a little deeper. That's why with her, my bro, big man, her brother, you know, we grew up together, he's playing dolls and stuff, but my bro, big man, who was murdered, it does feel unjustified. It does feel not fair. Like, we don't get answers, you know? So that is why, you know, it also motivated me to continue to be an MMIW advocate as well as an Every Child's Matter movement, and make sure we take care of all Indigenous and people and recognize each other and love all one as equals. Yeah, so but thank you for having us, and thank you for listening.
No, yeah, of course. So let's go ahead and get more into your family background and like where were they located at, where they come from, and everything.
My grandmother is so my family name, I'm a Denina Athabaskan from Eklutna, Alaska, a tiny little village right outside Anchorage. But technically, let me educate you a little bit, okay, honey? Give you some history
Yeah,
lesson.
let's
So
get it.
Anchorage,
Go
yeah.
on.
So Anchorage is technically Eklutna. I have pictures of my grandmothers, my aunts, and them born on the bluff out there towards, it's called Point Warzoff in downtown and stuff. And what's funny is when, you know, when they took over and whatnot, they pushed us to residential school, where our land resides now is the most beautiful place ever. But yeah, I love it. And so Yakasoff, Denina Athabaskan, Eklutna, Alaska.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a long name. Can't promise
know.
I would say it right the first time, but
It's
give me some time and I'll get it right.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right, so that is your mother and your father's background?
No, so that's my mother's side. And then
Okay.
my dad, my great-grandfather fell in love with my great-grandmother, and he's Chicano and she's native from Mescalero Apache in the New Mexico tribe.
Okay.
They did, he took her off the land, they fell in love, and boom, there goes my great-grandfather, and then there goes my dad, and then I was born. But yeah, so so I'm Mescalero Apache on that side as well, but unfortunately, the tribe will not let us claim that side, and I'm not gonna fight for it, which I understand. They don't, you know, I just want the numbers to show what I am. I don't care about the mineral rights, land rights, casino, whatever. If there's anything, I just, you know, I just wanted to make sure we knew our lineal descent, but we weren't allowed to trace. But that's my dad's side, and then of course I got a little Chicano on my dad's side. So yeah, and then I'm married to my husband's Inupiaq, Alaska, from Kotzebue, and he's half Chicano too. So I moved all the way to Alaska. Thought I was gonna go not find a husband that was like my flavor, and then I found the only vato in the village. And he wears the hairnet and everything. Like I was like, woo. Yeah, so I was really truly blessed when I met him years ago. We've been together now 29 years. So
Oh wow,
4 kids later, 2
congratulations.
grandkids later. Yeah. And I'm a solid
Show
girl. I
these
stand by my man.
show these youngins what it's about.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
That is beautiful.
an elder, you know what it was? An elder told me though, don't ever go to bed mad. Don't ever go to bed mad.
Exactly.
You know?
That's one of the best things I always hear. Don't go to bed mad.
Mhm.
At least even if you don't fix the problem, just be like, hey,
Mhm.
listen, I still love you.
Right.
We'll fix it tomorrow if anything. But I love
Right.
you. Remember that.
That's it,
You
bro,
know?
because we come from a generation where we weren't taught if things were broken, we throw it away. We
Yeah,
were taught if they're
exactly.
broken,
Fix
we
it.
fix it.
What's that? What's that Japanese art where you break like a bowl and they
Yeah,
fix it with that gold glue and it's like a
yeah,
new thing, whatever that
yeah,
word is, just like that, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally just like that. But no, yeah. So that's how and then I met my husband, and we are traditional hunters, fishermen,
Oh yeah.
fisherwoman. I know how to live off the land. If you ever go out there, ask me. I'll give you the good insight, save you some
And
money.
as soon as the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm coming over there. I'm ready to learn. I wanna learn how to deer hunt and stuff like that too eventually. So
Oh,
I'm definitely trying to
yeah.
get on that stuff too. So fishing
Yeah,
for sure.
us too. I'm just down here right
Yeah.
now hanging out with my family, loving my family. It's like a never-ending slumber party. So yeah, doing big things, positive things. You know what I mean, bro? So yeah,
Always.
So bringing things down that she learned in Alaska and doing it out here.
doing it here now. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. And that's what we are supposed to do as for the elders of the younger generation.
Yeah, sure.
We're supposed to be able to give them the information that they're not going to be able to get in these schools and
True.
everything like that, you know. So
True.
that's a beautiful thing that you're doing right now. So let's talk about some of the things that you are involved in and some of the things, the movements that you're doing.
Yeah, so some of the stuff I do and I'm looking at trying to do right now is we do the MMIW awareness movement. We're doing a peaceful walk that's going to be in April. I'm going to sync it up. We're going to have a breakfast on the other end. So we're going to start at the Denver downtown Capitol, and we are going to walk to one of the parks. I forgot the name of it.
La Alma.
La Alma Park downtown. And then on that end, I'll have some people set up with some hot pancakes and stuff and some fresh coffee and tea and stuff for free, of course. And then I got vendors on that end to sell some MMI awareness stuff. And I got a girl on this in Alaska. She's the one that makes my shirts and my earrings and jewelry and stuff. She's amazing. Her name is Stina. Stina's Designs. Look her up. She's Anchorage, Alaska. Thomasina Joseph. She's one of my dearest friends. I grew up with her. She's a great artist, but she had designed a lot of MMI awareness shirts for the event. She sells them. She sells them regularly so that, and then if a family member says, hey, you're doing a walk, and we say, yeah, did you know anyone that knows how to put a shirt, my family member on a shirt? I do. I got the hookup and I'll even give you discount. Like, because we want to make sure that this beautiful family member of ours gets out there. We want their beautiful face out there to know, you don't forget this face. We're here for this reason, you know? So
every person matters.
Every person matters, no matter what, because that it's the MMIW movement doesn't just have to do, like I said, within the natives. As India, within indigenous and all cultures. Because like she said, it's not just the full indigenous, because I'm mixed, you know, so I can feel it on both ends when you feel a Chicano and person vendor and someone goes and tears down their vendors down, like, dude, they're just trying to feed their family. So, you know, you feel it on all ends, you know, so, but yeah.
All right, that is beautiful. And as far as this event going down in April, listen, Veronica, you have my information now.
Yes, I do.
I'm out here in Colorado.
Yes.
Let's make it happen. I know for sure my girl's dad will get down and get involved in this. My woman, she will get down. Yes, so definitely we will.
We are working. Yes, we are working on it. Have everything ready. Yes. So the more people, the merrier.
The more merrier. Yeah, because we're
and you have our information. So
we're looking for volunteers, dancers, drummers, singers, anyone that wants to even just walk with us.
Yes.
As we will be having a guest speaker. I think my bro Bronson Koenig will be making a special appearance. I gotta look him up. He's a indigenous motivational speaker, basketball player. He played for the Wisconsin Badgers, went to school for 4 years, went to the Bulls for a couple months, and then he decided to retire and whatnot. But he's out there doing the word for our people, and he's making things happen. So he'll make sure
working with the kids,
doing basketball camps with them. So he does like motivational basketball camps that I've been blessed to help him get booked throughout the nation. So we're trying to get the Boys and Girls Club as well as other indigenous tribes involved, because Bronson does a lot of the motivational stuff and spiritual speaking to the kids, you know, letting them know heart to heart. We know some of the subjects because he himself has gone through them in regards to like loving yourself, suicidal, you know, everyone goes through mental health, everyone goes through that, you know, where you go through certain things where we all just need help, but we all got, you know, mental health is really serious. You got to get the help. People need to get the help, and it's okay to say, I need the help, you know?
I think also like what you guys are touching on basically is like a lot of people like that go through shit, they feel like they have no community or people they could talk to or just be around with to get that off. Or even just like forget about it while they're with them. So that's why community is very important, you know? So just that fact alone, you know?
Yeah. And it is nice to know that there are others that feel that same way like you. You know?
Yeah, that's the one thing everybody listen, like you should always understand that whatever you're thinking or feeling, people have gone through, thought that, been through like to some degree, worse or not as bad. So don't always feel like you're alone. People have gone through it. You can make it too. You got to maybe find the resources, find the people to like go through that too. But don't think you're the only person going through something at all. Trust me, you're not. You know.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that's lacking in the world is one of the important words you just said, Dan. The resources, lacking the resources and lacking the place to know get the proper information.
You're right.
You know? And which is the reason why I feel like this message should be broadcast a lot more. You know, because I mean. And I don't mean any disrespect by saying that, but we have a lot of things that's going on in the world, on the other side of the world, and people are so focused on that they don't even focus on the problems that's going on at home, you know? 1,000, because we said this before, and I'll say it again on this platform. We said it on the last episode, you know? For me, I just want all the senseless killing to stop, you know? You have some innocent women, children out there, and men who are their lives are being taken away. So 1,000%, I want to just say that I'm not trying to slight what's going on in the other world too, but I think that a lot of awareness should be brought over back to where it is at home base.
I agree.
That's why we appreciate platforms like this now, you know, like things like podcasts now is people putting it out there and at least other people being able to hear and understand and look for resources or help set up resources, volunteer for these resources, you know, because sometimes all we need is more people.
Yep.
Not
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
people wanting to volunteer that
The
time.
number one thing people can do to make a difference is just volunteer.
Yeah.
You can volunteer at your local shelter to bring
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
You just go volunteer. People need help. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
bring
doing
food.
food banks
Agreed.
here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Even if you just go help and stuff, you know, you go to the elderly homes and stuff like that. You could do that too. You know, you could go to the dog shelter and walk dogs too. There's tons of things you can do as a person if you want to make a difference. The difference starts with you doing a little bit something. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's not going to get done. It's not saying it's a big job, but it's not going to get done by itself. And people need to know that they're loved and cared as well, whether it be an elder, someone sitting on the corner that needs just a blanket and someone to say hi and a hot cup of coffee or cocoa. Yeah, I agree. Humane and kindness goes a long way.
You're right.
100%. 100%.
You remind me so much of my lady because I'll tell you a quick story, right? No, because my last night, my lady, she was over by my area where I live at, right? And she just seen a guy out in the street with a sweater and like she said it looked like a flashlight or it could have been his phone light, but it looked like he was looking for something, right? Now, you ladies, we're out here in Colorado, so you know how cold it is right now. So the fact that she seen this guy out there and just a sweater on, and she was like, I wanted so bad to stop. And I'm like, listen, I get it all the time, like, cause she's like that. She'll see somebody trying to hitchhike or something, she'll pick them up. Like she's that type of person who can't turn a blind eye to somebody that she feels that's in need, you know. And I tell her all the time, like, I get you wanting to help all the time, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit more cautious and careful with this. She's like, I walk in faith, I'm blessed, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, good sister. She walks with one and all creator and she knows his path. And that is our path, sister. That's it.
Listen,
I tell her that all the time. 'Cause I'm more because of the streets, I'm more hardened. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm more cautious. I'm more like on my guard, and she is so the opposite. I'm like, get over here, you hippie loving tree hugger. Like that looks like a serial killer. And she's like, no, he needs. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but we
could be the best person in the world,
So,
but I'm already sketched. Like I'm like, I don't know, I'm sketched. Come on.
Yeah, but she is correct. I found a means to help the people in the city now.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for. I was talking to the Denver Indian Center, not only with just the MMI stuff that I do. I also was adopted into, or kind of like sworn in back when I was 15 to become an Anchorage Latino Leo, which is mean you're swore to take care of the community and make sure you're going to uphold that by any means possible. I recently graduated. Now I am a Lion. So not only do I got my indigenous side, I got my Chicano side that comes in to where I've got 33 years of knowing how to put a food bank together, knowing how to feed my people.
Yeah.
I got approved for 3 food bank red bins out here. So I need some muscle here going soon that we got a list of grocery stores and stuff that I can distribute them at and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get some stuff going and making sure we feed people. You know what I
And
mean?
see-
And keep this going.
And see, this is the point where like I see a lot of people like online always like sharing stuff, virtue signaling, and I'm like, go make a difference if you really want to be about something. Like, even if
Do
it's
it.
once a week, once a month,
Right.
do something. Don't just be
True.
resharing stuff because
True.
you're preaching to the choir,
You got
you
it,
know,
bro.
and like
Don't talk
unless
about it,
unless
be
you're
about
giving
it.
new information or you're like, oh, they need help over here, like with what you guys telling us, well, Colorado, what you can do over there or whatever. We could link this, put it in the show notes, then people could go, help out over there, right? So if you're not giving that type of information, you're not doing something hand to hand, like
And it goes
don't
back
be
to-
virtue signaling.
Yeah, and it goes
You
back
know?
to and it goes back to what he was saying. Like the information that I have, she says it to me, and so does my other cousin Roxanne all the time. Cola, you have a good intentions. You share the information, so that's what we're here trying to do. Let's get the information out there, and let's get as many people as we can to help feed, get on board. Because, like you said, bro, it only takes once. As long as we're all on board for the one time a month, it happens. You can make progress happen. We can make lots of things happen.
You helping someone one day, it means $1 million. That's everything. Just
Oh yeah.
And then
one
you
thing.
just continue,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. When you do something nice for someone, they're gonna want to do something nice to somebody else. That's the
True.
trifecta right there.
True.
That's what you're trying to do.
True.
Yeah.
So I created an event and I came up with it, and I just happens to be one of those weird dreams I get. I tell them all the time. I don't know how I get them. And my dream was We had a Halloween trick-or-treat event. People can come and trick-or-treat there. I got a lot of the items donated. This includes over 500 toothbrushes from the local dentist at the Alaska Native Medical Center. And kids and families were able to come and hang out and play all their games with only a donation raffle or a donation item of a dry non-product, canned foods, macaroni and cheese, noodles, whatever you can donate, even if it was a cash monetary item. I am the founder of this program. It's called Trick or Treat for a Cause. I only did it one time, but I raised over 40,000 items for my local village. And it was so nice to be able to distribute that whole. I had to wait out the next, because the event was on a Saturday. I got all this food and I'm going, oh shit, what do I do with it? So we waited out Saturday, smoked my stuff, took a pizza out there with us, ate on the thing, hung out Sunday, ate some fish, all this other stuff we did, and went out there and ice fish, hung out. And then the next day, Monday morning, the girl comes to the food bank and goes, I recall, what are you doing here so early? Like, I have food to donate from my event. Someone forgot to leave me a key. I gotta feed the people, and I didn't want the food stolen. So I camped out over 2 nights to make sure that food didn't get stolen. Yeah. But it was so amazing to be able to hand it to the villagers for, you fed over 450 families. That's a lot of food items. Mm-hmm.
That's
so there's big dreams, big capabilities. That is amazing, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people want to help also as much as they can, but they just need someone to ask them or just have the outlet for it, So
right. True. And what's funny is the information I have in regards to putting these events together, like I tell her all the time, I'm weird. And I start tapping away, but it's just how my mind works. So I figured out how to put these events together with with the budget and then just keep it going and want to make a difference in the world. I want to make a difference in the world. I want to help other people. It would be nice to be able to gather some stuff with these red buckets and like we did in Alaska, and we got blankets and those hot heated packs where you can pop them and keep. And we were able to, I told her, get all the items for the stew. And we went, put moose stew and went and handed out and gave away blankets and hot packs to homeless people, like just driving around. You know what I mean? Just the means, hey, by the way, you want to do this? Let's go do this. Let's go make sure some people are warm. It'd be nice to be able to have that capabilities, Cold weather's like this.
Yeah. So you said 33 years, right? 33 years. That's
33 years of experience. And that's not only just in this. So I actually fell into the MMI awareness and the Every Child Matters movement. I actually am known in Alaska as the powwow babe. I'm known as that lady because I know how to put the event together, conduct it, go get that moose, feed 4,000 people, as well as run the event. And that includes raffle, making sure my vendors are fed and on point, my elders are taken care of, the food blessing comes on all the times, the temperature.
Is that your ID tag, the powwow babe?
Yeah, I do. I got hats for it too, bro. They say powwow babe. It does. It says Morning Star. They know it. That's my native name.
That's
so
amazing.
Nice.
So that's how I fell into it, just by doing my powwows, and then I just keep meeting people, and that's how I met Bronson. And that's my bro. Him and I met 4 years ago. A lot of virtual stuff, and then I was able to use my capabilities to help him continues to get booked. And then I don't know if you know who Richie Turner is. He's the HGM singer. He sings the MMI awareness song. You're gonna have to play that one up for us, because that's what we will be beating our drum to, jamming all the way down for, because he says we're, don't let nobody go while our people keep dying. So it's a great song, and he's I'm a great big fan of him. Like I met him recently. He can't, I can't wait to meet him in person. But he's a good guy. Like Richie Rich does a lot with HGM, and he's like me. He sees everyone. We're all equal. We're sisters and brothers from another mother, no matter what, So
at the end of the day, we have to live with each other in society.
Yeah, true.
And if you're just a little kinder, if you just take care of your little place, you keep your stable clean, everything goes far. If you're every time I see a lady walk across the street, I walk next to her. I make sure she walks street. When it's crazy over here in New York, especially like do little things, for your neighbor and stuff like this. It's those things go a long way.
They do. The gestures could have made her whole day. You know what I mean? You don't know what she's going through before then. It could have meant the world to her. She could go off and to tell someone, this angel came and saved me today. Never knew your name. Just saw your face, helping me out. They take that far. I take that far. You know what I mean? So yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Because for me, one of the things I've always said, and I've said it here on this podcast before too, I'm not really a religious type of person. Like I know everybody, you're entitled to believe in what you want to believe in. I understand, I believe in a higher power. That's where I live my life. And I live my life in a point where I don't really, not saying that I don't abide by the 10 commandments, but I don't live my life by the 10 commandments. You feel me? I feel like you live your life and you be a righteous person, and then that's just how it would, you know, it will determine then where you go from heaven to hell, wherever the place may be, you know, like whatever, you know, wherever you believe in. But I always feel like, you know, just be a good person to people, you know, like don't be like I can be an asshole. I'm not gonna lie about that.
I get it.
I've had my moments, you know, but I also understand that, especially now that I'm getting older, I'm nearing my 40s, you know. So it's like I start to look at people, and it's like I
Well, your
would what
impact on other people.
Yeah.
there you go.
It's like this line goes: morals come before laws.
Mm.
You know, so you don't need a law
1000%.
to tell you what's morally right. You know, you know what's right.
That
You
yo,
should, right?
you're saying exactly, you said exactly what I was saying, Dan. Your morals, you know, if you can, you live with you doing this to this person or whatever the case may be, that's got to sit with you.
Yeah, true.
Like the person, that's how we have these people out here who are like, I feel like they are medically sick, like in the head when they do this heinous crimes, you know. And
There's people that are just, for lack of a better word, evil, or just not. They don't have those morals. They just don't.
Right.
That's why we can't act like every single person is good either. You have to know that.
no,
too. That's why you tell them to be careful with like picking up everybody. You know, like you gotta pick and choose. You know, with a woman, you're more
you
likely
never
good.
know. Yep.
Yeah, you know,
Some
you gotta vet
people,
them. You could help them, but you know, you gotta know who you bring in the car, or whatever you're doing. You know.
True. And you got to do the good with no expectations, always with pure heart and nothing in return, always.
Yeah.
Because you have people thinking, I had a girl one time thinking, oh, if I do this good deed, it'll make up for the one I did. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Also, like, you know, like
But-
you've helped out a homeless person one time, and they were like, that's it. And for like you're like, I'm not helping no more motherfucking people, you know. But then you know you help somebody else, and then you know they're good, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
you gotta keep going, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where, like, with these foundations and these events that we do, we all can come together, and they, you know, you can kind of see how the goods and the bad are all together, but how it's controlled and the event goes, and how we all come together for the cause at hand. So it's really beautiful. Like I was telling her, I can't wait for my cousin to experience a full powwow or one of my full events where I'm, like I said, cutting a moose and cutting that bad boy up, and you guys are seeing me cut him and then pull fish in, and I'm feeding 4,000 people. Like, you know, I'm all over the place, and then I'm the one doing trash call. Make sure you guys feed my elders over there. See if my singers and dancers and drummers got water, their voices. So it's a lot of work, but I can't wait to have my family see me in action. But it would be beautiful to have a lot of people involved and get more people involved for the causes and for the
As long as you're alive, you have to work. And what better thing to work than to help people in any way you can? That's like the best thing you can do as a human being. Period.
True, true.
Yeah.
And I got so much in here, I just want to get it out.
Yeah, I can tell, 100%.
No,
Like you wish you had like 10 hands and like 10 feet, like
yeah,
doing everything at once, you know.
Day of event, no joke. And I tell this because I imagine I've been doing this for 33 years. So I was taught this. Imagine I was a child and my dad's Chicano. We went to Alaska and he wanted to be a part of something because he used to be a gangster and stuff, you know. So he went to Alaska and he goes, Ita, you got to go pay attention, man. And I was smoking a joint out there and I was like, no, Dad, I don't want to go in there. They call me a mutt. Like, I ain't no better. I don't want to go in there. But I put it aside, put it out, went and listened and paid attention. And I just kept doing this all my life, paying attention to all their stuff. And then when COVID had hit, the tribe had decided to stop doing these events. So when they had stopped totally, completely
for
doing these
safety
events.
reasons, right?
Yeah, but because you know how it goes. The event was called "We All Come to Dance Together to Cleanse the Earth." How we're supposed to, as all Creator One expected us to. So it was a successful event. So that's one of my first events was 2021. So I've been doing it on my own since 2018. 2021 was my first event on my own, funded and everything. So very proud.
Yeah, and I'm sure like you're gonna inspire other people to like follow in your path and do the same things like that, you know, become event stuff like that.
Oh, I hope
Yeah.
so. I sure hope so. Like,
That's what I
because
told her, that's what she's here
yeah,
for.
there's so much information. Like, why not? Why keep it to myself? Knowing like if we can help people. Where are you at? New York? You said. See what I'm saying? I think we can help people all over. So there's
And
means
you
of
know what
doing
it
it
is?
all
Like
over.
it's just passing out the information of how to do things.
Yeah.
Once they know
Yeah.
how to do it, they can do it their
Yes.
own way, remix it or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they need a
Exactly.
blueprint. Once you give someone the
Yeah.
blueprint, they go,
It's
okay, oh,
over.
now I
Yep.
know what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we're all doing it for the right number one reason, the cause. So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
And it doesn't matter if you're helping 5 people or 500 people. You're
It's all
helping
right.
people.
Yeah, you're helping people, and
Mm.
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
it's
that's all
funny
that
when
matters.
you mentioned Chicano, right? And as I said earlier, my girl's father, he was
Yeah.
affiliated, you know, growing up with the Brown Berets. And he knew Ricardo Falcone, you know, so
Mhm.
he's known a lot of people, like important people,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the Chicano movement, you know. So
Yeah. Yep.
like, and I remember last year we went to his funeral service. It was a 50-year
Wow.
anniversary. What, not an anniversary,
Right.
but you know, like the celebration of his life also, because that's
Right.
unfortunately, you know, the same.
Yeah.
He died right before his birthday, or I believe it was on his birthday. I have a t-shirt actually from the movement. Actually, I'll bring it out in a minute. Actually should have wore this for this episode. But yeah, but back to what I was saying. So yeah, so her dad, he's definitely affiliated, and he knows a lot about the, especially when it comes to the indigenous and Chicano movement and everything like that.
Yeah.
So every time when I sit down and I talk to him and I just pick his brain about things, you know, and he tells me a lot of things that went down, like when he was a child, and you know, some of the massacres that happened, with them like standing outside of the church and trying to defend places that
The
like,
Zoot Suit Wars. Yeah.
it,
Zoot
like
Suit Wars. Yeah. Mhm.
so when he's telling me about these things and like how his parents was also a part of it, like, you know, I'm like, wow, that's crazy, man. Like, and it was because it was a huge culture shock for me coming over here to Colorado, because I'm from New York also, you know.
Yeah.
And coming over here to Colorado, and then it was a huge, like I said, culture shock for me, because you get to see a lot more of the Chicano and the indigenous people on this side of America than you do back over, at least on the east side where I'm from in New York.
For
Not
sure on
saying
the
that
East Coast there.
not saying that it doesn't exist, you know, because I'm
No,
pretty
I
sure,
get it.
you know, because there was a guy who was also from Chicago who was at this event, who he was a political prisoner for I think like 20 years or something like that. I know it's from the 80s, and he just got released like in the 2020s, like.
Okay.
So like, yeah, he was in prison for like, I want to say 25 years, and I'm gonna get his name. I'm gonna talk about it too. But yeah, it's just crazy, you know. When I got to see a lot of the things that's going over here, and I'm like, damn, they go through the same struggles that I feel like the African Americans and everybody else on my side go through over
Yes.
here, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like you said, it's all minorities, you know, and
Mhm.
that's the terrible part about it.
Not minorities, just all people from lower and middle classes.
Mhm.
It's a
Right.
class thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a race thing either. It's just people who don't have the riches. All them people, we're all the same struggle. You look at the rednecks and shit like that, they go through some
Oh,
same
they're the
shit.
same.
Of
The
course.
Waco shit, same thing. Like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you go down the history, it's the same thing. And wherever you go in the world, you know. So
You're right.
yeah, that's the one. That's the thing that binds us together. Is like we're the 99% globally. Like that's who we are. We
Yes.
actually are more than the 1%. That's the whole point. You know, we
Right.
had the numbers.
Yeah, we do.
And what we
Yeah.
forget is with them making us turn on each other the way that they make it look that we're constantly turning on each other, they stay ahead because we're too busy like picking each other apart, fighting each other instead of just working together.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
that's
now
like
it
that
seems
too for
like
sure.
with what we're doing with you guys now, it's like we're all coming together, different nations, different colors, different tribes, you know,
Yeah.
because like I said, we recognize each other, one respect all, coming together for the cause. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, this is why I say though, like nowadays, like we can talk about people who have the money and the power of whoever they are,
Mhm.
whatever, but we have enough information and reach where we could actually do stuff for ourselves and not have to be held to the government or a certain
No.
type of law that's trying to keep us down, however you want to put it. So we have the power if we actually want to do it. Now,
Right.
are we going to do it or not? So that's why in this little pockets of people like you guys and stuff like that, you have to take the power into your own hands and do it. You can't wait
Mhm.
for the government to come and help you and change
No.
the school system and then feed the homeless.
No.
Like you
Yeah,
take care of your
you're right.
neighborhood as much as you can. You start there,
Mhm.
and then you can
Mhm.
start expanding out of
Mhm.
that. But
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah.
start there, no one's going to care. And if you're just going to
Exactly.
go and vote and go be with the government
Yeah.
shit, that's not going to
Yeah.
help because
Yeah.
the government's
Exactly.
not real. It's an illusion. That's the whole point, you know?
It's true. And you said it yourself. Don't talk about it, be about it. Talk that talk. Don't talk that talk. Walk that walk that you're saying you're gonna do. Instead of me say, are we talking it? We're not talking it.
No.
We're doing it. We're
Yeah.
doing it. So
One day at a time.
Take steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
2-step.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Two-step.
Two-step right into it, man. And that's an amazing thing too, though. Like, especially because you talking about some of the dances and some of the rituals that you guys are performing and practice and everything like that. I think some of those stuff is like absolutely amazing and beautiful. Like the
Right.
music too. Like I like Dan and Jordan, they can attest to this. Like in New York City, like in 42nd Street and in the train station terminals, they always have like street performers and stuff like that. And then you do see a lot of
Yeah.
native performers down there. And when they play that flute and when they be going in, I'll be like, yo, this is just, it just sounds so beautiful. Like it's really captivating to me sometimes. Like I can get lost in some of that music. So it's just more things that needs to be celebrated also when it comes to the people, you know. And
Mhm.
I think more of these things should be like bigger out there, you know, and on a larger scale platform. You know, they always try to box it into the alternative sound or something like that. Like, no, you know, or indigenous sound. Like, why can't it just be music in general, you know?
Yeah.
I think that when labels can change, then things will make a difference. You know, like when we stop using labels and just call it, like you said, music as a whole, instead of it being, because like I had told you when you sent the topics, I was like, man, I feel so out of touch because I don't listen to anything.
You should not feel out of touch for things that are not immediately in your life. If they're not immediately in your life, you're not out of touch.
Yeah.
That's not you being out of touch at all. 1%.
You're right. You're right.
Don't feel
But
like that. No.
I'm not with current events, especially like I
You
guess
shouldn't be. You're way better off mentally. Trust me. Follow politics to a degree that is sickening, and it's not good for my health.
Okay, you said that's not good for your Let's worry about feeding people. Let's worry about it.
Yeah. Whatever you guys are doing, if you
Yeah,
stick to
facts.
that, you'll be fine because you're doing more. You're having more of an impact in society than you are with people who are talking about nonsense and worrying about bullshit. Doesn't really matter.
Right.
Period. 100%.
You're right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. We never touched on none of y'all's topics either. I'm so sorry.
Those topics don't matter. It's not
No,
that
they don't
Okay,
matter.
serious.
Like
okay.
Yeah,
we're
no,
good.
for real.
We're just here getting some great information. Because I think this is especially because I am out here in Colorado. So, like I said, I am definitely gonna be linking up with you guys, and I have a couple people that I do know out here. So I'm gonna try to get some of these people to come and get down with it. You know, actually, it's one young kid of my that I know. His name is Malachi Dollar Sign. You know. He's a young rapper coming up and everything like that, and I know he has a nice little movement going on. So I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he can get his people to try to get going. You know, so like I said, I definitely want to be involved in something like this because that was, like I said, in 2024, I didn't make no really resolutions, but I just said that the two things I want to do this year is one, make more money than I made before last year in 2023, and two, be just do better for the community. Like, and this is aligned with that, you know, like I feel like there's a lot of things that I can do personally. And like Dan said, you know, some people just go and share it, you know, like, no, I think my sharing days is done. Like, yeah, I can share the information, but I want to actually get out there and start doing some of these things, you know, because I did do some of the Black Lives Matters movement and everything, especially when the George Floyd situation was going on. I was back in New York, you know, I was actually on my way to the event that happened for the protesting event. Dan, you remember when the brawl broke out downtown by Barclays?
100%.
Me and my son, my youngest son, we was on our way, and my cousin actually, we was on our way down there when that whole thing just broke out and everything. And they just like, you know, got, so I have done things, you know, to at least try to get involved with the community and stuff like that, you know, and I want to just do more of that going forward, you know?
Yeah, because we do plan to do not only just the powwows. I got a couple powwows. One of them's going to be at the outside standing bull over there memorial. It's going to be out far south here in Denver. By Lone Tree out there. So, and it's not going to be like in Coliseum. We're actually going to be outside. And then we also are working on regular, like you heard me saying. So I'm hoping Bronson, we can see what we can do with Bronson, get some things going. Because I know in Alaska, for the kids, because in Alaska, we were able to get some letters and get some letters going to the Foot Lockers, and we were able to get tennis shoes for the kids, name brand hoodies for the kids. What was the other thing? Gym bags, so the kids had gym clothes, gym, or a bag for school and whatnot. So each kid got $150 gift card, and that was, there's the things we can be doing. There's lots of things we could, for not only backpacks, back to school events, to Thanksgiving, to Christmas. Yeah. So Easter events coming up. So we're talking on getting on some regular stuff here. Yeah. So I would really think we would connect, and it would be amazing to have us all,
Help the kids,
help the kids,
the-
help the community. Yeah.
Just to touch on what our chief was talking about with the BLM time, that movement got co-opted very quick by the government, the media, and a bunch of lefties and stuff. And also, if you remember when they started the riots in Minnesota, there was that one undercover agent that started just breaking windows. Everybody was trying to get him to stop. So also, when you do protests in particular, just know that not everybody there's for the same reasons you are, and there are always What did Malcolm X say in that speech? Brothers and sisters, and I see some enemies or whatever.
Yes.
If your movement or whatever protest gets really big or whatever, there's going to be people that are infiltrated for the wrong reasons. So always just understand that there's always going to be maybe a person there like that. So wherever you're doing it as a especially protest, because that's the easiest thing to infiltrate, Because if you're doing a food bank thing, there's nobody trying to stop that really. That's not gonna help their cause, So
there better not be
just
somebody trying to stop
understand there's
that.
always enemies that are gonna infiltrate. Always remember that shit.
Yeah. And for some reason, we did ours in Anchorage. Sorry, honey. But the one in Anchorage was very peaceful because it was like an awareness walk, and all we did was drum, wear red, had the paint.
Yeah, well, the
Everyone wore
BLM thing
red.
had an anger attitude to it, so it was easy to just like
But
start
we
doing,
did-
especially in
we
Minnesota.
did-
That's like where
Which that's what I was
Yeah.
telling her. What's kind of makes it the difference is this is an awareness, and this is about missing women, murdered women, that are missing. We want answers, we want help, we want people. Like I said, and most of the time, I took criminal justice, and what I learned is that as a people, if we're not advocating for our own or trying to ask questions and find out for ourselves,
no one's going
the
to.
cops are not doing it for us the way we need
No.
it to be done. A lot of the time, like I said, I noticed is that they just will attribute it to whatever. And the sad thing is that if they say the woman's a prostitute or if she's on drugs, right away they attribute to that they don't even want to bother with the time because they say, oh, well, she's on drugs, she'll show up. But the family already knows that she's not gonna. And that's why we're coming to you. And yet they still don't want to hear the cries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Well,
not
also
there.
because
So we're doing it for ourselves.
It's very stat driven. So if they take the case on and they have nothing to go off to try to fix to solve the case, then it's gonna stay in the red, I think, right? So it's not gonna be solved. That's gonna look bad in the stats, so they don't want that, So so that's why where the community comes in. But if you have more information, more people talking about it, then they're gonna have to do something because everybody's talking about it,
Right.
Yeah. There's also
And
where
that's
local
all we
news should come in more into play also.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's all we're trying to do is get that awareness, get people out
That's why
there
we need local
talking about
media
it,
also,
asking.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think local media is one of the most important ways to start too, because like you have to start at home and then hope that the message can continue to spread,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
1000% agree with that. Oh man, this is amazing. I don't even know if we want to get to some of these topics or not, but I just have like
Yeah, I just want to say I'm
They
sorry
seem-
I missed most of the conversation. I had dad duties.
Y'all would take
but,
over all the rest because I'm telling you, we looked at the topics and we just were like, wait, who did you know? She knew one person. Oh, Jay-Z.
wait, we have
That's it. Yeah.
No, the 90s tour.
No, Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
See, I know.
Ja Rule,
Ja
yeah.
Rule.
Because I be checking, I'm like, yeah. So I was
Don't know
thinking-
nothing.
Yeah, so I mean, you mentioned them, so let's just go ahead and jump into it real
Go
quick. Ja
ahead,
Rule
yes.
announced that he's gonna be dropping some new music in 2024.
Sorry,
20
Ja Rule, not Jay-Z, y'all.
I'm like, wait, is there Ja Rule on it? I had to go and check the list real quick. I mean, no, is there Jay-Z on it? No, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, no, it's Ja Rule, yeah. All right, so so Ja Rule announced that he's gonna be dropping some new music in 2024. I'm definitely excited about that. I know Dan is super excited about it, right, Dan? And Jordan,
Get the fuck out of here, yo.
No, she's excited
Put
about
the
it.
pen
I know,
down.
I was like,
bro.
it's
Put
like a
the
90s
pen
tour.
down.
Nah, you gotta relax. Ja don't need to put the pen down. You wildin', my G.
Put the pen down.
He never picked the pen up.
Yes, he did. He wrote for some of your best rappers and favorite rappers.
Who's your favorite rapper?
Yeah, that's crazy. He should have wrote more hits for himself.
Now you know you're lying. He did not write shit for my favorite rappers.
So yeah, Veronica had a question for you. She asked, "Who is your favorite rapper?"
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I'll say Homeboy Sandman, Billy Woods, and then the
She asked for
typical
one name.
Nas,
She asked for one name.
MF Doom. No, there's no such thing as one.
There's no one.
You don't have your
Who's your
favorite
top
food, you
five?
don't have a favorite beer. It's like, you
Yeah.
know.
Get that the top 5 then.
Boy, Homeboy Sandman, Billy Woods, Nas. I guess I'll throw MF Doom in there. And then I'll throw Jean Grey for a female.
Okay.
Okay.
She's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love me some Jean Grey. Yo, I could save y'all. I know Jordan's list is J. Cole, J. Cole, J. Cole, J. Cole, and J. Cole.
I got more than just J. Cole on there. But
No, I
Oh,
know.
wow.
That's a running joke we have on this pod that Jordan only listens to J. Cole.
I do have another serious question. Who's
Yeah,
Blueface?
if you have any questions or
That's what
whatever,
we're
just
trying
go
to
ahead.
figure out.
Who's Blueface?
Who's Blueface? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
what's
yo,
Blueface?
you're better off not knowing.
Oh, okay.
I was like, there's a rival. What's the rival drama with them?
Oh man! All right, so you know what?
There's the team. We're ready. Here, let's go.
Here we go. Yeah, perfect segue.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and jump into that then. Because I think we're finished with Ja Rule. Ja, hurry up with the album.
Yeah,
I need
nobody.
it.
No, put the pen down. Don't hurry with the album.
Yo, Jordan's just like the biggest hater in the world. I don't even know why, bro. Like, yo, he
No,
made
it's
some of your
because
favorite songs.
Ja Rule said that his deal's gonna be worth maybe 100 mil or something. Like,
I
bro,
seen
no,
that
Wow.
too.
Straight
it's not.
up. Well, he's gonna
It's
come on
not.
tour too, right? He's starting to tour.
Yeah, he's going on a
I hope
worldwide tour
not.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
his
he's
old ass going on tour. That's crazy, yo.
bro, and selling out arenas.
Come on.
Baby.
They're older.
And Ja's not that old.
without you.
Ja's what, 50? He's not that old, bro. Or close
Ozzy's
to it
still
at least.
Ozzy Osbourne's still
That's
touring.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ozzy
Yeah, his
Osbourne.
old ass needs to stop too.
Don't ask me how I know these things. I'm just kidding.
Like, bro, what? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't discriminate, bro. If you old, yo, stop it. Like,
I don't know, bro. Like
Bro, what?
I dig it because especially like I seen a lot of like wait, you wilding right now. We just had a celebration of 50 years of hip hop, my G. You
Bro,
wilding.
that's cool, bro. That's cool.
Wait,
That's
we're gonna
cool,
go
but-
see we're gonna go see Def Leppard
Mhm.
soon.
Nice.
They're still touring.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Listen, only in
Journey,
hip hop,
Journey,
only in hip hop,
Leopard.
only in
Whitesnake.
hip hop do we diss old rappers from still rapping and touring.
Yeah.
Rock,
Yeah,
I do
we're
not.
talking
I do that
hip
shit
hop,
for
we're
every
talking
genre, bro.
80s rock. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I do that shit for every genre. These niggas be up
Okay.
here with on life support trying to fucking perform. Bro, what?
This is when you have the 30-year-old acting like he doesn't know any better.
Oh, okay.
Nah. Hey,
Nah,
I'm just
man.
saying. You can
Flex
put the
your
pen down
age, flex your
at a
age.
point. You can put the pen down at a point.
You know who needs to retire?
That's all.
LeBron James.
Yeah, his old ass do need to retire, bro.
Nah, he
Like-
don't need to retire. You wilding, my G.
I do
Like
not
20,
discriminate, bro.
He alright.
Like,
He
yo,
do his thing,
I
man.
was saying the same thing about Tom Brady. His old ass needs to retire, yo. I respect the greatness. I
Tom was a little
loved
bit old.
watching. I loved watching your career, but bro,
But-
hang it up, pack it up, yo.
His career is like
Your son is a year shy of playing in the NBA. You still playing? Like, come on, bro.
Yo, LeBron
Mhm.
legit has been playing more than half your
Yeah.
life. Like, that's crazy, Jay.
Nah,
Mine
that's
too, though, if I think about it.
That's what I'm saying. I was like 10 when he entered the league. I'm
Let
30.
us
He's
old
still
people
playing.
have a chance.
Yeah,
And listen, you're only as old as you think you are.
exactly. Facts. Yeah, I feel young, Jay. Stop
And then your
disrespecting
body's like, I'm really old. motherfucker."
my-
This is what happened. My gut bacteria healthy. I never get sick. I'm good.
Mhm.
Just get that kefir, get that kimchi.
Oh, that's
Get that
good.
kombucha.
Kimchi.
Mhm.
Mhm.
My son be over there. My son Dan be over there trying to live right. I feel you. I feel you. I see you, homie.
Bro, this is why I never get sick, bro. COVID never got me. I never get sick.
Oh yeah, nah.
You're right.
I stay
Get me,
sick.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard some
Yeah,
stuff
'cause you
about that
own.
kombucha. Yeah,
Yeah.
healthy stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta feed your gut bacteria a lot. That's what it is. And then get your omega-3s and 6s with salmon.
Mm-hmm.
Salmon's so
Mhm.
good for you,
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
and it tastes
You
especially
so
if
need
you
that
get
a
delicious.
a
lot. And
especially if you get
moose
a head
and
injury. If
caribou.
you get a head injury, all the omegas from the salmon make a barrier around your brain more than if you didn't have that.
That's
That's the
smart.
healthy fats. Yeah,
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like fish.
My son
I
Dan
do.
be over here
fish is the
educating
best.
people on the food too. Like, come on now,
I
son.
told you, bro. I spent
You have
80% of the
to.
time trying to learn
So
shit,
salmon
bro.
turn
No,
motherfuckers
you
into
have
superheroes.
to.
Okay.
You have to.
Yeah, and I'm from Alaska, so we fish all the time, and that's
Yeah,
what we eat. So yeah.
You
yeah,
want to try
exactly.
to
Yeah,
be the best you can be,
Mhm.
or eat the best you can.
And hope it's
yeah.
not a
Well, especially
king.
like especially if you're eating like deer or like wild food, wild animals, you're getting the
Yes.
good nutrition that they eat from the land. You're not getting
Uh-huh.
shit from a factory that's
That's what
just
I was telling
bullshit
her.
cereal. Yeah,
All that
you know,
steroids
Yeah.
and everything they
yeah,
pump into the animals now, it's not good for you.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
We
and you
get
say you
It's-
hunt too. Yeah,
that
right.
pass
Yeah, we definitely got
down.
to link up. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
I need to go hunting
yeah.
and fishing. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
Yeah.
we're
fact.
talking last time we went and got fish. I told you it was 139 fish.
Oh
And they
shit.
catch them with the net.
With the
They're
net,
all in the
fish,
water.
set net. You put the net in the water. They'll go in the ocean. You're in
Mm.
Kenai, Alaska. You go out there. The fish swims in your net. You feel it jiggle the net. You flip it real quick. You pull it in.
Bang
Take the
bang.
fish live. He's shaking. Throw him to the beach. My son already knows. He's hitting that fucker in the head.
Grab that shit.
He's like he's been doing it for years. So he knows the routine, and then I'll go out there and clean it real quick, and then of course you gotta take
Yeah,
the carrots, give it back to creator, and just let the process do it again.
It's
But
all
yeah,
pri-
yeah.
it
It's an
looks very
ecosystem.
primal.
It's an ecosystem.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
This
It is.
this is why vegans and veganism is just it's people who only buy vegetables. You're destroying the land.
Right.
You're killing squirrels. You're killing rodents. You're killing all
Right.
kinds of wildlife because the amount of the tractors and everything they have to do in the farms like that just for that
Mhm.
it takes 2 gallons of water to make 1 almond. 1 almond takes 2 gallons of water. Just
Yeah, so
think about that.
fun.
And think about the
facts.
avocados also in California. So when you find out these little things like this, you understand why eating fish and actual meat is actually better for the
Yes.
environment than just eating straight vegetables. You know?
Right.
Well, there's a
Right.
reason
Yeah.
why that all animals and plants were put on this earth. You know what I mean? Like they're all
Yeah.
meant for us to eat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We just have to
The
learn
deer,
to
the
eat
deer
it
eat
in
all the grass
moderation.
and stuff. You eat the
Mhm.
deer,
Yeah.
and it goes back into the wild. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah.
they taste better too. You're right about
Yeah,
that.
it does.
A
Oh,
lot of people
It's
say,
such
"Oh,
a
it tastes
difference.
gamey." I'm like,
No.
a moose and a
if
caribou.
you know how to
I've
cook
had
it,
bear.
yeah,
Mhm.
deer.
Yep, exactly. Mhm.
There's a certain kind of duck that people say that eats all the trash from the bottom. But if you know how to cook it right, it actually tastes really good. You know, so you just gotta know how to cook certain things. You know.
Perfect. Mhm. Season it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hey, we're reaching every platform here. We're talking about food,
Fishing.
politics, what?
Fishing.
Oh, there's nothing more than I hate than just not knowing the shit around me. Like
Yeah.
You're
you
right.
ask
No,
yourself,
for
like,
real.
where did this come from? Why is it
True.
like this?
Yeah.
And
Why
then
is
you
it like
find
that?
out, oh, it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, duh,
Yeah.
nature. It all comes
Right.
back to nature.
Right.
All it comes
Right.
down to. And
True.
You're right.
even our very biology as male and females, it all comes back to that. Oh, it's
True.
nature. That's all
True.
it comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I
With-
appreciate
yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I love knowledge. Anything
like-
someone can teach me helps
Even
me
better.
be a better person tomorrow.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like, you know how like men are more logical, women are more emotional, right? Some women will hear that and be like, why you call me emotional? No, that's your superpower.
No. I'm
that's your
making myself
superpower.
owning that shit because she knows I'm the crybaby. of the
Exactly.
family.
But that's the thing. That's your superpower.
It is a
your
superpower.
your
I told
intuition,
her.
your intuition's a little bit
Yeah.
stronger. You know,
It
so
is.
once you look at it like that, you're like, oh, that's not trying to be a this. It's just
No,
the
Yeah.
fact of the matter most of the time. Not everybody. Some people are a little bit different, obviously, you know, but
Yeah.
no,
that's how
that's
usually the nature works, you know?
you're
Yeah, I
right.
know,
No.
but my man, the fact that you know that it takes 2 gallons of water to make an almond is kind of sick to me. What the fuck is wrong with you? He
Yeah.
said, "How do you make
Bro.
nuts?"
Bro, I need to know things. My brain does not.
Yeah, this
I
Bro,
need
man
to
who
stay
said
still. I need
Googles
to
how
know
much
things.
two
water it
You're the
takes
same
to
way.
make an
gallons of
almond?
water
Yeah,
to
it's
make
so-
an almond, and
Right. No,
said
that's a
salmon gives
lot.
motherfuckers superpowers.
True.
Yeah.
Like
So
that
he was
almond?
the
No, I
whole time
didn't.
he was talking about The whole time he was talking about the nut and how much water it needed, all I keep thinking is because he said the women and the men, all I'm thinking is yeah, you got to decipher the quick fish because the good, you want the female fish because she's got the good eggs. So they're like caviar. Then if you get a king that's too small, you could be breaking the law. Good to know shit. And then because I've done this, so imagine we've done it. I caught it in my first couple years in Alaska, caught the fish, and we're all cleaning insides. And my brother-in-law goes, sis, and I go, what? He goes, look at that fish. And I go, yeah, she's pretty. Because it's a beautiful red, red. But he goes, sis, it's a king. And I was like, oh, even better. Isn't that mean like steaks? Like, you know, and he goes, yeah. But sis, it's under a height and weight. It's supposed to meet a certain one. So I was like throwing it on the ground as quickly as I could going. So the whole time I'm eating it, I'm singing that Judas Priest song in my head going, doom, 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 breaking the law, breaking the law. God, state troopers catch you. It's a fucking ticket when I was only 17. So
oh my God, that is hilarious.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I told you my dad was a guitarist. I told you that. Yeah, only you with Judas Priest. So
oh man, I can imagine what that was like growing up in
the
the house.
knowledge is power.
Yes, I know. Dan, I'll never forget how many gallons of water for almond. Thank you.
I
And-
never.
Bro,
And the world won't either. Everybody who hears this
California
podcast-
has
Yeah,
no water.
Because you're gonna be there like,
California
hey,
has no water, and they be growing almonds and avocado for no reason.
yeah.
They use the water they get from us
Mhm.
here in Colorado.
Mhm.
There's like a
Yeah,
trade-off.
and what's that thing where like when you fuck with the land, then you can't really grow crops on it again.
Yeah.
Irrigation.
Yeah.
Because you fuck with exactly. So what like you're fucking up land that where you could just grow shit. What world are we living
What the hell? The next time I see someone eat a nut, I'm gonna go, you better enjoy that motherfucker. That many fucking goddamn gallons of fucking water to
Yeah.
Oh my God, sorry, that my bad. That was fucking hilarious.
Yo,
So,
that's
better love
Seriously,
that fucking
though.
nut.
Wait,
You better
maybe
enjoy
you
every ounce of that bitch.
We got a bunch in there.
Oh, yeah, I know, and I'm a nut too.
Bah.
oh man,
I
yeah.
love you.
Oh, this
That
is
was
great.
a good read, I
This
bet.
is great.
Listen, I have one question.
Edibles with
Where
flavor.
is Ja?
Where's Ja? Ja's making that 2024 album, but she wanted to know who
No,
Blueface
stay
is,
home.
so we
Yeah,
can
who,
go.
you guys didn't answer who's Blueface.
Yeah,
I
so-
learned a lot of things, but about Blueface.
Blueface is like he's a Crip from where's he? California,
From
right?
California, yeah, he's a rapper.
He's a rapper who raps
Oh,
off beat.
okay.
And then he got
he-
with a girl who's a track star, and then they ruined each other by being toxic in the relationship. And I think he shot someone in Vegas. He was supposed to go to court for that. I don't know what happened with that last year.
Oh,
And I think he wants to fight someone or whatever. I don't know.
He wants to.
oh,
he,
wow.
but
Wants to
Soulja
get
Yeah,
his
Boy.
hands.
Yeah, he's a
So
cornball.
they didn't, him and the chick, they didn't make it to your couple's boot camp
No,
bullshit
I
you
guess
watched.
not. That
So
marriage
that's
boot
what you
camp.
didn't know.
Because I told you he was Soldier Boy was on a marriage
see,
boot
that's
camp.
how she knew
Soldier Boy
Soulja
was
Boy.
on a marriage boot camp
Yeah.
where him and his girl, and he was popping her and ganking her and shit on live television, and I was like, damn man, all this shit on. I thought they trying to fix their marriage. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I thought we were in the Me Too era.
Yeah, it's true. it's
That's
true.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, so recently Soulja Boy has gotten into some drama and beef with Blueface, because
Oh,
Blueface allegedly, well, no, not allegedly, he said that he had a sexual relation with Soulja Boy's baby mama. So
Oh,
that
wow.
Soulja Boy comes out and he's like, yo,
You. No,
yeah.
That's
Superman out.
crazy.
She said she was coming after
Sorry.
you.
So sorry.
So yeah, so now he's
These are great edibles. It's so funny.
yeah, let me take
Better-
another one too.
You better save one for Chris.
I know,
Right,
Hey.
yes. Yo, those look delicious.
She made them.
Mm.
mhm.
But yeah, so Soulja Boy recently came out and told Blueface that after Blueface came on, he dissed him on a song. He came out and told him basically let's meet up and die. So let's go have a shootout. So with each other. So
They hate Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, well, the world would be better off without both of them niggas.
No,
Nah.
I don't know about Soulja Boy. He had some great music. I'm sorry.
Bro,
you
what?
can't name
I
more
need
than
to
two,
stop.
3 songs. Don't say that. You
Right.
can't name more than
Yeah.
3 songs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Superman, kiss to your phone, and whatever. That's it. That's
I got him.
No,
She got
there's
it
another
done.
one like the other one. Oh
Mhm.
no.
Turn my
I
swag
don't like.
on.
I'm
Oh
thinking the
God.
totally wrong song. Never mind.
Mhm. You see,
I
you
do that a
wildin',
lot,
Dan. I was
too.
a Soldier Boy fan, son. I was part of the Soldier Boy Tell 'em, you heard?
Oh, you were?
No, not
You
really,
look
but
like a Soldier Boy fan.
yo, all right,
Yeah.
Dan.
The
A big fuck you,
the
all
good
right?
thing about that song though is I don't know if you guys watch Parks and Rec, and
Yes,
Aziz
I love
Aziz
that.
is one. He's in the club. He's like, "Tell my swag
Yeah.
on." That was good. That was good.
Yo, Dan is just a big hater, but it's all good.
Bro,
I just want to
I
tell
don't
Soldier
know.
Boy to know for you and Blueface
No
not
more
to
new
meet.
music.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll take some Big
What?
Draco.
I'm kidding.
Big Draco, you heard? Stop playing with me, son. Yo, Jay,
Put the
you
pen
already-
down.
Nah,
Put the
Big
pen
Draco
down.
coming for me, you heard?
Put the pen down.
Yo, why y'all want to just be so rebellious? Be on my side, goddammit. We supposed to be a unit.
Say something we can agree with. How about
Yeah,
that?
right. You talk about Ja Rule and Soldier Boy. Like, come on. Like, like, what?
What's so stupid? Yo,
That
fuck
was
you,
tight.
Jay. Yo, anyways, so yeah, like I said, Soldier Boy, don't meet up and die with Blueface because I need your rants. They're hilarious. I don't know if you guys ever seen the one where they had
Oh, I'm sorry,
it
but
was asking people from New Jersey. Try to flip it sideways again. Let's see what happens.
Turn your camera.
you think? Okay, we're gonna try.
The other way. Flip it to the other side.
This way.
No,
No.
You had
No.
it right there, woman. You had it right
Okay.
there. Oops.
because you guys are still upside down.
Next time, don't give me edibles.
Can you hear me? All I do is laugh. I think that shit's hilarious.
No, yeah, turn it back. Turn it back the other way. Yeah.
Chris, you should have never told them to move that shit in the
Yeah, I
first
know,
Yeah,
my
I
bad, bro.
place.
Yeah, they all high off edibles and shit. My bad. But yeah, so anyways, let's go ahead and jump into something else. Have you guys heard about Jonathan Majors and his whole situation going on with the lady with the lawsuit? I mean, not the lawsuit, basically with him getting convicted of a what? What was the charge then? Aggravated assault or something like that?
Who's
Yeah.
the guy? Mr. Majors.
Jonathan Majors, he's a famous black actor in Hollywood. Obviously Hollywood, yeah. But he was he was recently his most recent role was Kang inside of the Marvel Universe movie with Ant-Man 3. So
I know which guy now. I
yeah,
saw
the black so he just basically, Dan, you know more about this case than I really know in this interview because I'm pretty sure you've seen it. So why don't you take this one off, bro?
So to give the ladies some background, basically, him and his girl were in the car, taxi, whatever, and he got a text from a different girl. She tried to take the phone, and they had a little scuffle in the car. The driver in court later said that she was doing like the physical assault, but whatever. He gets out the car, he runs, he goes to a hotel after he dips on her, and she goes back to their apartment or whatever. And then when he comes back home the next day, she's like locked in the apartment. So he calls the cops. And then basically the DA in New York, they're trying to bring more cases that are more female centric, which is you can't do that as a DA. Beside the point. So they charge him with her agreement too to try to charge him and stuff. He got guilty on 2 accounts because when they were having the scuffle in the car and he got out, she hurt her finger, you know. But they trying to make it. And one thing they were trying to make it seem like it was a sexual assault, like as the media wise. But so since then, like everybody's like, oh, he's guilty of this. Disney dropped him and everything. But it's you have a video where like you see him running like blocks away from her, like he's running away from the situation, you know.
Like,
And so like it's just
before he started running away though, Dan, make sure you emphasize the fact that he was like fighting a woman off, like, yo, get off of me, leave me alone. Like he was.
Well, yeah, he was like, you put her back in a taxi real quick.
Yeah, like, but you can see the tussle. Like she's like he's like, yo, stop. Like you can, because the video doesn't have any audio. But you could just kind of picture on what's going on, what's being said, and especially with the takeoff, like Dan just said, you know, like this footage following blocks down from the cameras that caught him on multiple blocks running down the street and trying to flee the scene or whatever the case may be from this woman. So like, and you see her running after him, like you don't like so, and then even more.
Can
so,
you
like,
imagine? Can you imagine it was him chasing her?
oh my God, yo, in Manhattan, bro, he would have got shot. A black man running after a white
I wouldn't
woman
say he
in
would get
Manhattan,
shot,
bro.
but he will get the guilty like nothing else, like
But
even worse than
If
it
the
is right now. You
police
know?
rolls up on
Yeah,
him,
for
bro,
real.
and they do not know the situation and don't recognize who he is, you see
Yeah.
a black man running after a white woman, bro.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
you
they
talking
don't
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, but that makes it harder, right? Like it is not fair that, you know, I've seen this happen with other men or friends of mine where their woman gets crazy and she is the aggressor and they're just trying to shut it. You're on.
No, keep going.
Okay. You're on. And they're just trying to get her off of him. But when she calls the cops and says that it's him and the cops show up, they right away believe her,
Well,
even though, yeah, and it just sucks
especially in a
that,
liberal state like New York. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
especially,
especially in New York, if you have anything like that's against a woman, they take the side with the woman like 90% of the time, you know. And
Here
as a man, I'm going to believe a woman more than a man for sure. But if the
Yeah.
evidence shows that there's like nothing there, there's no reason to go through that, you know.
Yeah.
That's the point of this case. And my issue with this whole thing is like in the zeitgeist of social media, a lot of people are just saying, "Oh, well, he's messing with white women. That's what happens." And it's like it's not about white women. It's about a certain type of woman that does that type of thing. It's not all women. It's not all white women. It's just a certain type of person that does that. You know, whether it's a man or a woman. This situation
it's
talking
like-
about man, right?
Yeah. And the aggressor should always be held accountable.
This should not even be this should not have gone to court.
Right.
It's a minor infraction she got. Take that down and that's it. That's the end of the case. They made a whole like thing about it where she injured her finger. Okay, boom, that's it. Nothing else happened. No one's punching anybody or whatever it was. That's the whole case. But they're making it seem like it's a huge thing where he's losing his career and everything like that. And it's just. And
Yeah,
also,
he
the
just got
DA
dropped
did
from
this
another
with
movie
a
too.
black man too before this. So this is
Wait,
the
what?
thing that the DA has been doing.
What's
Hang on.
crazy, and they have this new cancel culture that they're calling it, where people are just going around canceling actors, whatever, just for things that they're doing. For instance, they did
Or
that with,
just saying.
yeah, Johnny Depp
And-
over the whole Amber Heard.
Oh man.
Got
But you
proven
would-
late. You think he still had to take the brunt of everything, like it was his fault,
Yeah.
until proven otherwise.
Yeah. And the thing is too with cancel culture is like a lot of people be like, oh well, Dave Chappelle got away with this, other person got away with that. It's not that cancel culture doesn't exist. The
No.
cancel culture means that people are trying to cancel people for things that are trivial. You
Yeah.
know, that's the point. That's the point that people are arguing.
Yeah.
Some people are not getting canceled because they're bigger than they are and they're actually innocent, right? So it doesn't mean that cancel culture doesn't exist. Cancel culture does exist because people try to get people for things they said 10 years ago. If I got a text, if I could like go through your text from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you might have said something, you blow it up, it's out of proportion, it's out of context also. You can't,
Well,
you know,
not to change the subject a little, but people want to say cancel culture, but yeah, as much as I may not like R. Kelly, I'll still listen to his music. I feel the same way about Michael Jackson. I mean, there's people that they're saying, you know, because of something they said or did years ago, I'll still watch their movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should start like
Oh
boycotting
yeah, I
them.
don't know.
Michael Jackson is innocent.
I'm with you on Michael Jackson, but R. Kelly had to go.
Yeah, R. Kelly had to go. Mr. Nasty Man, he had to go for me too. Like I can, and the thing is, I love R. Kelly music, and no, I really do. Like he, like not even just this, because like, all right, yeah, he has some sexual songs with kids, but some of his ballads that he was doing, like where he was really like singing, like damn, like damn, why you had to be such a nasty dude? Like fuck, man.
Like watching Space Jam and, you know, hearing I Believe I Can Fly. Like that's like,
Yeah, like who the hell is not
You
gonna
gotta
sing
put
I
that. You
Believe
gotta
I
put
Can
that bitch
Fly?
on mute.
Or that one barbecue song R. Kelly made that you hear at the barbecues every time you go. I forget the name of it. Remember?
Step
And they
in the
always
Name of
play
Love.
Yeah.
Listen, all right, listen. This is not R. Kelly time, all right? Because
Yeah, nah, it's definitely not because I don't condone that nigga.
you know who else I recently canceled though? Like, well, for me, I can't do it right now. Diddy.
Yeah, what? Definitely.
Diddy has got some nasty allegations out there about him right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even fighting them really. Like, he's just on some like, yo. And then he just came out and made a speech about it a couple weeks ago and everything. But like, bro, you really got to fight back or else it's over for you. Like right now, Diddy's on pause. Like, and I don't mean pause, like, but I mean like he's on pause. Like I'm not rocking with
I'll,
him.
I'll say this. I'll say this again, like I said a couple of pods ago, with Diddy, R. Kelly, and people like that. Besides them, as guilty as they are, you have to look at everybody around them who knew what that was going. All this
Who was
going on.
condoning it?
That
Who was
saw all this,
condoning it?
or
A
did
lot
they
of
just let it go? They turn a blind eye to it. That's the people you should worry about because that's the people that see the wrongdoings and they don't do or say anything about it.